Hello everybody, welcome back to another Conversations with Projektor. Today we start with the topic, how do I plan my day? Before I go, you can contribute topics for this series on my Discord server.
How you plan your day? I honestly, if I don't have any, currently I cannot show you my notes because it's holding up my old keyboard because the keyboard that I used to use has died on me. I was going to show it, but it's all the way over there. Doesn't really matter, it's a keyboard. So my normal notebook that I use to plan all of the things that I do is currently being held up, is currently used to hold up my keyboard, which is not a good sign. That being said, tomorrow my keyboard arrives and then I can show that kind of stuff. I just have like a notebook. It's not even like a big one like we have over here. Here there's a part of it. So this is one page of the notebook. And I just write down all of the things that I need to do for a certain amount of time. And when I finish them, I stripe them off. I am very chaotic. I'm a very chaotic person, so that is what I have to do. I know that I have to write stuff down with all of the ideas that I have. Here's notepads, here's... I mean, I have a lot of different parts where I can write stuff down. Lots of different, how would you call that in English? I don't even know. Like notebooks, I guess. This isn't even a notebook because it's like full size. The notebook, I'm assuming that is like a small thing. But they're all for different things, different parts of the job that I have to do. One is for DJing, one is for all of the mixes and things that I want to change in the mix, and one is for day-to-day stuff that I have to do and video ideas and such. I should really have one that is just purely for video ideas themselves. But that's the main thing that I just use to plan my day. I'm not the kind of guy that uses like Google Calendar or something like that. I find it annoying, and I know that I'm very quick with handwriting, so that's a lot faster than me.
My insecurities as a sound designer.
You know, I sometimes feel like, even though I'm making all of these packages and I'm making all of these tutorials and I'm doing a lot of sound design and I'm kind of known in my community as a guy that knows a lot about sound design, I sometimes feel like that's not really the case. It sometimes feels like I'm constantly going in a circle here as well. Like I don't really know how I could add more interesting stuff to this preset, so I'm just going to try out FM, which is something that works most of the time. I don't really have a solid, I would say, approach to getting more out of a synth. I just do the things that I know, and it feels like sometimes I don't know enough. Because I feel like sometimes there's sounds that I want to make that I just cannot get to. It might be a little bit more now that I'm running Vital here for this particular pack here. Like Serum, I know a lot more, of course. In terms of ideas, in terms of different tricks that I can apply. But overall, it doesn't happen often, but sometimes it feels like whatever I'm doing, I don't know enough, essentially. I know that I know nothing, Socrates. Yes, it's kind of like that though. The more you know about a topic, the more you realize that you cannot ever know everything about the topic. At least I think that's the interpretation that it has.
My kickdrum plugin recommendations.
Hi there, I have a question about Nicky Romero Kick 2 VST. Do you recommend it or any other plugin for kicks? The plugin that I recommend for kicks is the one from my very recent, very popular video about Audija kickdrum here. This should have it in the description, the plugin that I recommend for kickdrums. Is Nicky Romero the one that made Kick 2 though? Is this also part of the Nicky Romero thing? Because I know Kickstart is Nicky Romero stuff, right? That is like branded stuff. Over here, Kick 2... used by the world's best producers, you would imagine if this is Nicky Romero, that he would be up here. I don't think Kick 2 is made by Nicky Romero, even. Yeah, it's just Sonic Academy. I know for a fact that Nicky Romero has like branded plugins, right? Because he has Kickstart, and he has another one. I think he has multiple. Yeah, Kick 2 by Sonic Academy is definitely a very capable plugin. Personally, I do recommend a different kick drum if you're looking to make psytrance kick drums. Right, because I do psytrance stuff, so that's what I know. I know for a fact that there are some features inside of Kick 2 that you're not going to get in the plugin that I sent you, mainly the layers that people really enjoy for some reason, even though you can just, if you have a kick drum and you want to layer something on your kick drum, here's an audio track, go right ahead. I mean, that's not a deal breaker for me, right? Not being able to layer something on there. But here, yeah, here's the plugin. So this is the plugin that I use, and it you're just allowed to design the kick with the pitch and the volume in the exact same way. This one is a little bit more cluttered. There's a little bit more stuff on the screen that you have to, you can snap to it, and sometimes if you're not careful, if you want to like edit this curve, you can see it goes on the thing there. You have to move that away so that you can edit it however you want and such. At the end of the day though, it doesn't really matter which one you use. The thing that you should look for in a kick drum plugin, and you can just demo different plugins and just check which one works best for that. You have like 30 days for most plugins to check out if you like it. And even now, the kick drum plugin it's $22, so just get it. To be honest, it's not like you're wasting your money that way, because it's to be honest not that much money. Maybe for some people it is, I know, but for most people, I guess $22 for a plugin that actually does something very well, making kick drums. I think personally that's worth it. But you can just try out both of them. I'm pretty certain both of them will have a demo available that you can check, and you can just try it out to see if you like it.
My keyboard issues.
You see something funny over here, how the volume always goes out for some reason. That is, again, because my old keyboard is currently plugged in. This is the issues that I have to deal with, but the new one is arriving tomorrow. I got a keyboard that I specifically chose out my keyboard to be silent, because that's really, to be honest, the only thing that I care about nowadays when it comes to keyboards. I barely play games anymore. It was an expensive one. It was like $100, the keyboard that I got. But the reason for it is it has special switches in it, which are a lot more silent than the other ones. Because this is, the current one that I'm working on is a membrane keyboard. Right? Makes a lot of noise. The new one that I got was even worse. It was a very, 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 very good one. This is the for those that are wondering, this is the Corsair Gaming K70 Lux keyboard. Very, very expensive keyboard, very good one. I got it secondhand for just $40, so I didn't have to pay the original price. I believe original price for these is like 160, 180 when they came out, and now they're like 140. So it's not the kind of keyboard I would normally buy. I'm not the kind of person that likes to spend a lot of money to get like top of the line stuff. But I could get this secondhand, and the guy was really nice, so I was like, yeah, I'll just take it for $40, whatever. And I needed a keyboard at that point, so if the opportunity arises to get a decent keyboard, this one was UK layout, so it was a little bit strange. But the clicking, to be honest, the clicking is very, very strong here. And this doesn't even have clicky switches. One of the things I had to do is learn all of the different things about keyboards, like the difference in switches and the difference in like what a membrane is versus mechanical one. I do like mechanical keyboards now that I've had the pleasure of owning one of them. So I went with another mechanical keyboard, but with Cherry MX red silent switches, as opposed to the Cherry MX reds that I have in the one that I just showed. So it should hopefully be more silent, and it shouldn't pick it up so much on the stream, because that's the main thing that I worry about, is the quality of my content. How can I make sure that my content stays, good, and how can I improve it? And one of the ways to improve it is to have less keyboard noise when I'm streaming. Hello, Projektor here from the editing department. I just quickly wanted to show you how the new keyboard sounds like. As you can see, for continuity reasons, I decided to wear the same shirt, not because I only have like a few pieces of clothing. But anyway, this is what the new keyboard sounds like.
AU5 and Spectrograms.
While I say Austin, AU5 is audio guru in the field of sound design, his tutorials are really unique. Yeah, he is also very good at what he does. He did a cool video the other day talking about spectral analysis and the spectrograms, and the thing that I also use in, what's it called? The feedback sessions, right? So the waterfall display, this thing over here, you guys remember, with the lines that show where the frequencies are in time, as well as their loudness and stuff. And he talked about some really cool stuff. I do think that Spectrum over here, the signalizer one, is actually pretty decent in terms of what he wants to do with it. He ended up settling for wave candy, as his go-to spectrum analyzer. For me, a spectrum analyzer, I would say that it's more like this, right? Which is just a 2D representation of the frequencies at any instance in time. There's not, like, calling the other one a waterfall display doesn't really tell you too much, so I need to find a good name for it. Maybe I should call this a spectrum and the other one a spectral.
Why do conversations with Projektor?
By the way, I'll be streaming tomorrow and the day after as well. Obviously, the day after is the normal feedback session. But tomorrow, I'm either going to edit on stream, or if I'm not finished with the preset pack, we'll continue making presets. But I hope that by tomorrow, I am finished with the pack. Even though we do actually have a lot more things to do than I thought. I still think that if I push through and spend some extra time tonight, maybe even pull an all-nighter, I can have it ready for the day of the sale, which is obviously a huge thing for me. That would be very, very beneficial. That would mean that tomorrow, if I do pull an all-nighter, the stream will not be the highest quality. So maybe I'll end up doing that, finishing off the pack, pulling an all-nighter, and then tomorrow afternoon just having a chill afternoon where I just edit on stream a bit. Because that is stuff that I can turn my brain off a little bit more for, a little bit more easily. The reason why I wanted to do that, why I wanted to test it, is so that maybe if I just, because there's like 1/2 days a week that I edit, right? That I just edit everything that I have to edit for the week. And now that I have a second channel, the also Projektor channel, where the conversations with Projektor will go, I need to edit more. So I figured, why not turn that into actual content by just streaming me editing? It's something that I have to do. It's something that I can just talk over. It would be more of like a chatting stream rather than doing something stream. Even though in general my streams, I would say, are very chatty. I try to talk all the time. I try to keep things interesting as opposed to just having the stuff on the screen. But I think editing will allow me to talk a little bit more, because it's not something that I will have to constantly maybe like explain and stuff like that. So I can focus maybe a bit more on like actual conversations with people, as opposed to, hey, how did you make that synth sound? You know, that's not, it's more like a question thing about what is happening on the screen. Whereas if I do something that is not related to music whatsoever, it might be more of an opportunity for people to just talk. Anyway, I'll decide on that tomorrow, however I feel, however much energy that I have. As you guys know, over the last few weeks, I have been, even the non-planned streams, I've been putting up the notification at around 12 o'clock. So what I do is every day I decide like, okay, how much do I have to do? How much do I want to do? Do I have to stream today? Like if it's a Sunday, then obviously I have to stream because that's the feedback stream. And tomorrow I have to stream because tomorrow is the launch of my sale. So I want to be there. I want to promote that. I want to continuously get people moving up to my Gumroad and such, and buying the new products that are out, buying the old products that are on sale, all of that stuff. So what I've been doing is I've been just, whenever I'm not planning a stream in, or whenever I am not obligated to stream, I guess, I just plan it in advance, so that one, I have a target, because at 5 o'clock I need to be here, I need to sit down, I need to stream for a couple of hours. So I have, okay, what's all of the work that I can do before that? What's the work that I can do after that when I'm still have a little bit of energy? And it's easier for me to build my day around the fact that I am going to stream today, right? Because normally what would happen is 5 o'clock would roll around. I was like, am I going to stream today? I don't really want to. What's one less stream, right? Doesn't really matter. But now I think, it gives me more of a drive to do it if I already decided like, okay, the notification is out, people know that I'm going to be streaming. And the second thing is, you guys know ahead of time when I will be live, even during the week, just because the notification goes out earlier, right? So at 12 o'clock-ish, maybe 1-ish, depending a little bit on what I'm doing, how I'm working and stuff like that, the notification will go out, and then I'll actually start the stream at 5. So I'm deciding earlier on, when I'm usually also a little bit more energetic, because in the afternoon, you know, you tend to maybe go a little bit lower on energy if you're working all day. But I decide during the morning, essentially, do I want to stream today? Do I feel like I have enough energy? Do I have no other work that needs so much time that I cannot stream? Is there something interesting that I can show? All of those things have an impact on whether I decide to stream or not. Speaking about the stream, this is the last thing that I'll say before I go on a break. As I'm saying, tomorrow I want to try to do an editing stream if I don't have to work on this stuff. And if I do want to do an editing stream, you guys can submit topics for the stream for me to talk about. So there's this channel in here. I need to clean up the Discord because we no longer do challenges. Even though I might want to go back into it, it was always a hassle to set up. But this is conversation topics. If there's anything you want me to talk about for tomorrow's stream, seeing as it's like a chatty stream, you can send it in here. Just send the topic. Maybe you have a link to an interesting article that you found, or just a specific topic that you want me to talk about so that I can personally do some research. This way, whenever there's a conversation that you really want me to talk about, I can ahead of time prepare that conversation. That way I can have a little bit more of a well-rounded edit, maybe even when it goes into the conversations with Projektor kind of thing, that kind of stuff. All of that. So if there's anytime there's a topic that you want me to cover on stream that needs maybe a little bit of preparation, or that could benefit from, me putting in some work in advance, then you can post it in here. I already saw somebody typing, so let's see if we get some cool ideas for topics. Hello from Germany. Hello back to Germany. I hope Germany is doing well today. And I hope that you are doing well as well. Well as well. My humor is not very good. To be honest, I realize that when it comes to my stream, I'm not necessarily entertaining. It's hard to make, or not entertain. I guess I would be entertaining. I'm not really exciting in terms of what my stream brings. It brings some very cool sound design, but it will never be like a flashy stream. You know what I mean? I'll never be a guy like, say, name some very popular streamers that people know. Ludwig. I don't really know any other streamers. I guess Hassan, but I don't like to talk about him because I don't like him personally. I don't like what he does, how he acts, his ideas of morals and stuff like that. But that's not a discussion for today. If you do want to know more about that, maybe it's a good idea to put that in conversations. But maybe that's not the kind of topic that I want to talk about. Anyway, I realize that my streams will never be super exciting, but I do think it's entertaining for those that actually know something about music production. At the end of the day, when you join a gaming stream and somebody is playing a game that you don't know or that you don't play, you can still enjoy the stream if the streamer itself is energetic, is constantly funny, maybe has good interaction with his chat. There's like a bunch of characteristics that even if the content itself, the thing that is on screen, isn't something that you personally enjoy, you can still find value in it. And I believe with my streams, if you're not a music producer, you'll never join my stream and sit here for a few hours to have me as the background noise. I think. At least very rarely. Maybe there are some people that maybe follow me and aren't into music production. I would highly doubt that. I think most people that follow me are into music production because I do music production tutorials, right? So you wouldn't watch that if consistently, if that's not the kind of thing that entertains you. And to be honest, I'm kind of happy with that. I don't want this to be like a negative thing where I'm saying like, oh, my stream will never be big or anything like that. I have long ago realized that the niche that I decided to create content in is not a niche that will get you 1 million subscribers. It just will never happen. So that's not something that I'm like aiming for or anything like that. One of the things I noticed when it comes to my conversations with Projektor series that is moving to the other channel, for one, not many people watched it because, to be honest, it wasn't the best content that I produced, and I realized that. The whole reason why I started doing that series is because I wanted people to have a little bit more insight in, one, my stream, and two, me as a person, as opposed to the tutorials that I make. But pretty quickly, like after 8 episodes, I guess, of conversations with Projektor, I realized that the majority of people that watch my tutorials just don't really care about me as a person. So it's better to separate that content out, because posting a video every once in a while that will just get half the views of the other videos that you have on your channel is not really a good idea if you want to, grow your YouTube channel. So for that reason, it's probably a good idea to not have that. So that's why it's moving to its own channel. The other thing that I'm going to experiment with is the length of the videos. Right now, every conversations with Projektor was like 40 to an hour long, sometimes even 40 minutes to an hour long. I'm going to make the episodes always under 20 minutes. So once I've now edited 2 streams, I've done all of the cutting for that, and tomorrow I'll work on, as I said, if I do end up editing on stream, I'll work on taking the initial cut and turning that into a finalized video. So putting on all of the assets, and anytime there's a chatter asking me a question, you know, the text pop up. And if I don't say the question out loud, or I say it out loud in a way that isn't really understandable, I'll have the text-to-speech in there. All those things I still have to do on those. And I now have, in 2 streams, I have 8 videos of content. Having 8 videos as opposed to having 2 is also a benefit, because you just get more videos out of one stream. It does take a little bit more time with the edit, but not significantly more, to make multiple videos out of it, because I just have to like duplicate the project, how would you call it, the sequence inside of the project, and then I just have multiple videos inside of one project. But it should just be easier for me to then make multiple videos that aren't as long. It isn't as much of a commitment if you start watching it. I know for a lot of people, if a video is an hour long, they might skip it because they say like, I cannot finish that video anyway. I don't have time to watch an hour of videos. And especially this video, because I don't really care about the topics in this video. Somebody else suggested that I would make conversations based on the like sort by topic. So if I have 6 conversations, say, that all revolve around baseline in psytrance, I could then make a single video that is just conversations about baselines, which I kind of get why people would want that. The problem with that is it would require a lot of organization for me to actually do that. And I don't think the time investment to do that is worth it for what I'm going to get out of it. Especially now that it's on its own channel, where I know for a fact that it's not really going to perform well. At least the topics or the conversations with Projektor, like videos stuff. I know for a fact it's not going to perform very well. I just want to have that content. I would say that that's kind of the hobby project. It's also something that I only work on if I have time to do it. It's not something where I want to maintain a regular upload schedule, something like that. I might start doing 1 video every 3 days on that, seeing as from one stream I can make like 3-4 videos. And that way every 2 weeks I'll have to spend like a day of editing total working on the conversation. And I think I can plan that into my regular work, all of the other stuff that I do.
So that's it for today. I hope that you enjoyed this one. Let me know if you did by leaving a like and making sure that you're subscribed. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.